That night, sleep was a stranger to Maryam. She returned to her small house in silence, but her mind was anything but quiet. The words echoed, over and over again. Do not be afraid. You are not alone. I am the guardian of the forest. What did it all mean? Why her? And why now? As the sun cast its first rays, the village stirred back to life. People headed to the fields, children's laughter filled the streets, and women fetched water from the well. It was a picture of perfect normalcy. But for Maryam, everything had changed. She sat outside her home, trying to convince herself it was all just a dream, a trick of a tired mind. Yet whenever she closed her eyes, the image of that glowing figure rising from the river was right there, too vivid, too real to be dismissed. She considered telling her grandmother, who loved the old stories, but a wave of doubt stopped her. What if her grandmother laughed? Or worse, what if the story filled her with fear? Maryam decided to carry this secret alone. As dusk settled, a nervous energy took hold of her. She promised herself she wouldn't go back to the river, that she would stay safely at home. But as the moon ascended, an undeniable pull tugged at her heart, drawing her back toward the forest. It was as if the river itself was calling her name. She moved with the quiet grace of a shadow, slipping past sleeping houses and silent fields down the familiar path into the trees. The night air was cool and thick with an expectant hush. When she reached the riverbank, she stopped. The water was a mirror of polished obsidian reflecting the moon. Nothing moved. There was no glow, no shadow. Maryam sat on the same stone as before and waited. Minutes stretched into an eternity. She was just beginning to think it had all been her imagination when the water stirred. Her breath hitched. A single ripple spread across the surface, growing wider and wider, until the dark, glowing figure rose once more. Maryam's heart hammered against her ribs, but this time she didn't run. She stayed seated, her hands clutching her knees. The voice returned, a soft but clear whisper in her mind. You returned? Maryam swallowed hard. Yes, she whispered, her voice trembling. The figure's glow pulsed gently, like a slow, steady heartbeat. You are not afraid. A small, humorless laugh escaped Maryam's lips, though her hands were shaking. I am afraid, she admitted quietly, but I want to know what you are. A long moment of silence hung in the air. The river seemed to hold its breath. Even the wind stilled. Finally, the voice spoke again. I am the guardian. This forest belongs to me, and to others like me. We watch. We protect. We wait. Maryam frowned. Protect from what? The glow flickered. From what is coming. A chill crept down her spine. Before she could ask more, the voice continued. Your kind is not ready. Humans are small, weak, and fragile. But you are different. That is why you can hear me. That is why you can see me. Maryam's eyes widened. Why me? She whispered. The figure didn't give a direct answer. Instead, strange words echoed in her mind. Because others are watching you too. Maryam froze, her mouth suddenly dry. Others? She managed to ask. What others? The glow intensified, burning bright like a fire beneath the water. Shadows in the trees, eyes in the dark. They are close. They are always close. Instinctively, Maryam scanned the surrounding forest. It was silent, but now she felt it, a palpable presence hiding among the trees. She thought she saw a flicker of movement in the branches, too quick to be certain. Her fear mounted. Are they dangerous? She asked. The voice paused before whispering, Not yet. But they are curious. And curiosity can become hunger. Maryam shivered, wrapping her arms around herself. The figure leaned closer, its light brushing the stone where she sat. Listen carefully, child. Tell no one of what you have seen. This is your burden now. This is your test. Maryam's throat tightened. She wanted to protest, to say she was just a girl, but the words wouldn't come. The guardian's voice softened, almost kindly. Be strong. Do not fear the river or the forest. Fear only the silence. For when the silence breaks, the others will show themselves. Her breath caught. Why are you telling me this? The glow began to dim as the figure sank back into the water, its voice fading with it. Because you are not like the others, you must be ready. And then it was gone. The water rippled, then stilled. Maryam sat frozen, staring at the empty river. The night was silent again, but this silence was different. It was heavy. It was watching. Finally, she stood, her legs trembling as she walked back toward the village. Every shadow seemed to leap and twist. Every rustle of leaves made her heart jump. She told herself she would never return. But deep down, she knew. The guardian was right. She wasn't like the others. And she could feel them now, the eyes in the dark, following her every step. Thank you so much for joining me on this part of Maryam's journey. If you're as captivated as I am and want to find out what happens next, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support means the world to me. See you in the next video.